Done with sports talk worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now, I don't know where this is gonna go, right? But it's typical. Listen, people that come in here, y'all know I rarely watch fights live because I boycott more fights than I watch in boxing. Because boxing to me is like watching the 6th of January 2021 again, right? That's what boxing is to me. You know, everywhere you look, you know, how can one of my biggest promoters have NBF on his chalkboard? And we graze through that. Have you ever heard that about that? NBF means no black fighters, right? You've only heard about that in the internet. Bob Arum, right? That's a mainstream story. That should be on ESPN, on Fox, and all of that. If you're in America or any of your mainstream wherever you are in the world, that's a huge. That's one of the biggest entities. Bob Arum and Top Rank. That's what they have. That's why we see these certain type of things, right? Bob Arum, he's alright, whatever. But you know, Golden Boy Promotions, right? Talking to Ring Magazine, right? Those are big entities. Ring Magazine, people still call them the Boxing Bible, right? They were calling another rival promoter / advisor in your boy Al Heyman a nigger and black Hitler, right? That was about 2.5 years ago. We grazed through that. Did you see that on any mainstream news? That's the problem here. Those are huge stories that need to be on mainstream news that we don't talk about. So therefore, we can continue to do these things. You have a dude from the WBC, the president, letting people that are doped just because they're Mexican, right? If it's Oscar Valdez, if it's Canelo Alvarez, just letting them fight other guys, raising the levels or just of the doping for clenbuterol, the other one that Oscar Valdez had, you know, is very, very dangerous and it helps you, right? Definitely, right? But he was able to fight. And then lost the damn fight to Conceição, right? Lost the fight, and they still gave him the fight after knowing he's fighting doped. You know, we watch these things, and people keep going back, and then they go back and keep watching, right? They keep going back watching. It's like, hey, I'm gonna keep, I'm going to get another booster and another booster and another one. It doesn't matter, even though they're not working, right? You know, at some point, you gotta ask questions. You can't be that obedient, right? Just because it's a boxing match on the weekend, don't act like you ain't got something else to do. Boycott the damn stuff, right? You can't just watch it anyway and keep talking about these people, man. It's absolutely ridiculous, and it's right in your face. You can't tell me if there was any other type of person or people that attacked Congress saying we're going to kill your vice president, we're going to kill the Speaker of the House if they would have got their hands on him, and we're sitting here acting like that's not a big thing. Like if that was any other people, type of people, and a whole bunch less, let's say 10 Muslim, 10 brothers, 10 Mexicans, 10 anything except white. And we would have had vigils the next year, walking through with candles and putting candles all over the place, all kind of stuff. We don't, right? And we move on too much. And no one has to answer for nothing. So that's why we keep watching these basketball games, keep watching boxing. We keep talking about these people, right? Like they're better than others. I'm going to give you some more examples. That's why when you come here, I talk about Negro Leagues, and that's probably exclusively Negro League fighters and a couple of other ones who are definitely exemplary and are really handling their business and ain't scared of nobody. The Alexander Usyks of the world. It gets thin after that. I mean, it's a couple of other ones that have hit me. You know what I'm saying? Joseph Parker's or whatever. I'll talk about. I'll be fair. But it's basically these Negro League fighters are being treated so blatantly wrong that I don't know why we even talk about anybody else. Right? Here's an example. We have a chance to get an undisputed fight with George Kambosos and Devin Haney in the lightweight division. Right? And everybody trying to do all kind of other stuff. The WBC president tried to make a franchise title, trying to call somebody who is not undisputed. Right? So George Kambosos, like I've been telling you from day one, he just found out how entitled he is, and he's not going to have to fight Devin Haney for undisputed. Everybody wants him to fight. Anybody else, Lomachenko, and we even mentioning Ryan Garcia. in a fight. Ryan Garcia did not fight Devin Haney when he was his mandatory, and he's been gone for who knows how long, and they got the nerve to mention him. You know what I'm saying? Why you mention him? Just like Jaime Munguia is the mandatory for Demetrius Andrade. Won't fight him, ain't going to. They never gonna force him to do nothing. And they trying but he's in the mix to fight Canelo on Mexican holiday. Right? All you gotta do is be scared to fight somebody, and then you get a title shot. Right? The people that are doing it the right way, mostly brothers, but not all. You know, Benavidez will fight anybody in a heartbeat. Alexander Usyk will. Right? But, you know, these people that are just not using their entitlement, right, are ready to fight. It's not too many of them. Listen, what I'm finding out now is Devin Haney might go up to 140 pounds. They're at 135 in the lightweight division. He might have to go up to 140 pounds because he probably can't get the undisputed fight. Now, make sure this is clear. All the other people that they talking about, like Ryan Garcia, which I can't even like to say his name here. He shouldn't be even remotely relevant. The only one, it should be Devin Haney versus Kambosos for undisputed, or maybe even Lomachenko. But Lomachenko, no. You lost to Teofimo Lopez, and then you can fight the winner, right? But I told you why they don't want that, because the winner might be Devin Haney, and then Lomachenko created all this confusion because he didn't want to fight Devin Haney, right? We know that, but, you know, other people come and say whatever, but that is the fact of the matter. Now, fighting Devin Haney, not only will you be undisputed, you will make the most money. Right? You'll make the most money. You can fight where the hell you want to. Right? All of those things. And you will be a megastar. People always act like they don't know what time it is with these Negro League fighters, but you beat one. Beat one. Beat any Negro League fighter and you're all of a sudden a megastar. Right? Look, everybody says Deontay Wilder is nothing. He can't fight. He can't do nothing at all. He just has one trick pony, a right hand, and that's it. Right? Tyson Fury beat him. Now he's damn near a legend. Right? Historical win over this guy. Wait a minute. This is the same guy that's nothing. How is it historical then to beat him? Yeah, it'll be historical to beat Demetrius Andrade. It'll be historical to beat Devin Haney. It'll be historical to beat Guillermo Rigondeaux. It'll be historical to beat Terrence Crawford. And it'll be historical if somebody would have ever beat Floyd Mayweather. Right? It is what it is. Right? So Devin Haney, that he's thinking about going up to 140. Let me tell you something. Kambosos don't fight Devin Haney right here. Then, as much as, and I like these guys, but I ain't watching them no more. I ain't. Because like I told you before, they don't know at first how entitled they are, especially what America does. Right? So, stop it. Same thing that's going on with him having to move up, Devin Haney, because he can't get a fight. It's happened to Demetrius Andrade, the other Negro League fighter, the chairman, sitting next to Luis Ortiz. Luis the real King Kong Ortiz, but your boy, Demetrius Andrade. Demetrius Andrade right now got to go up to 168. He was at 160, trying to get Canelo. Listen, why did you can't get an undisputed fight with Canelo? Because Canelo won't take an undisputed fight for $40 million to fight Demetrius Andrade. And people come in and make excuses for him. Because they didn't want to see that. But he could fight Yildirim. He could fight Fielding. He could fight Amir Khan. Right? All that stuff. But no, as soon as you say a brother, then, hey, who has he fought? He ain't good. But he fighting people that ain't not one person ever was better than Demetrius Andrade. And not one that Canelo Alvarez fought. The ones that were close were old. Right? Nobody. Right? I mean, he's able to not do this for 7 years. Didn't take the undisputed fight. So what happens? Canelo goes to any division. Him and Gervonta Davis do the same thing. They just fight anywhere. For me, it's sideshow fights. There's just sideshow fights. Can you be the best in one division? Can we stay there so we can find out if you're the best there? No, we keep jumping around and acting like it's something. Gervonta Davis ain't not one of them titles that he got is nothing but regular. Right? So I ain't gonna just get past him because he's a brother. Right? Dude, where you going to be? You going to be at 135? Be the best there? You going to be at 130, which you can't get down no more? Be the best there? Or you going to be at 140? Because you can't fight Barrios and we can act like you the best at 140. Because you got some Josh Taylor problems or some Regis Prograis problems at 140 if you want to mess around there. So it's the same thing. It's just not as bad as Canelo. Because Canelo is considered the big. Gervonta Davis ain't on the top 10 pound for pound. Canelo's number one with all these shenanigans. We can't find you. You gonna stay at 168? Well, what happens is now your boy Demetrius Andrade is coming to 168 to become his mandatory. Now, they're forcing him. They wanted him to fight as mandatory. A new guy, supposed to be good, Eastern European guy. They say he's like Gennady Golovkin, which I don't know what that means. What does being like Gennady Golovkin mean? First, what is that supposed to mean? Meaning that you ain't fighting nobody hard from 154 to 175 or 168? You're not going to fight anybody hard? Is that what that means or what? Because that's what Gennady Golovkin means. Gennady Golovkin been at 160 forever and ain't fought none of the hardest guys at 160 ever. And then he fought Canelo, beat Canelo the first fight, and drawed him the second fight. But other than that, ain't nobody was scared of Gennady Golovkin. Brothers from 154, if it was Andre, Charlo, Lara, all of them wanted to fight him at 154. Your boy at 168, Andre Ward, wanted to fight him. Right? When he was talking that smack, he can beat everybody from 154 to 168. Andre Ward said, hey, what about me? And then what did he say? No. Not right now. It's too much, right? That's what happened there. And then HBO made Ward go up, which they didn't do to Gennady Golovkin to fight Kovalev, who they thought he was going to get beat by. That's why they out of business right now. You're always thinking something. Always wishing the worst on people that don't need to go get a tan, right? That's what the problem is. Well, anyway, the bottom line is they got Andre forcing him to fight this new dude, right? Right? A mandatory, because his normal mandatory won't fight him. So what did they do? They didn't penalize Munguia for not fighting him. They just forced him to try to fight somebody else. And DAZN don't want to make the fight because no one knows the other guy, and it's not going to bring anything, right? So he's like, okay, but let me go to 168. Normally, when you're the champion and go to the next division, you are automatic mandatory. Ask Alexander Usyk. Automatic mandatory, but not with your brother. Dimitri Andre, he has to fight Zach Parker, who's been waiting for a while to get a shot. Sorry, but Dimitri Andre is supposed to go straight to 168 and be Canelo's mandatory. He shouldn't have to fight anybody because of I'm Dimitri Andre and you ain't. That's what's supposed to happen because I'm a guy who my mandatory won't fight. Think about this. How many guys on the planet, mandatory challenger, won't fight them? I know two. Dimitri Andre and Devin Haney. Most mandatories are screaming for their fights. But so why are we not celebrating this? Right? Why are we not celebrating? We're trying to sweep it under the rug. Jaime Munguia fight's supposed to be boycotted. Ryan Garcia fight's supposed to be boycotted. Who the hell, why won't any mainstream media get on these guys for being scared to fight their champions? Why work your way up? You know why? Because Munguia's into we're gonna try to move him around. He can fight Canelo. We're gonna try to move Ryan Garcia, let him fight Kambosos, and he don't deserve it at all. And we're gonna pass these people up. So back to the question: why the hell do you watch that? Stop it totally. That's the only way to make them even think about it. Now I know half of America's racist, but them 50% that's not, you're gonna have to stop watching fighting, right? I know we got a whole horde of people that just watch fighting to see if a brother gonna get beat up or not, right? It is what it is, and unfortunately, now it sounds like I'm being hard and talking, and it's not really cool what I'm saying. These are exactly the facts. It's not cool that I keep looking and see this young little brother that can't get a damn undisputed fight. That's just right there. Or I'm watching Dimitri Andre for 7-8 years, man. 2013, he's been a champion in parallel to Canelo. And no one is forcing Canelo to fight him at any point. So, F boxing. You know what I'm saying? Straight up, man. Straight up. Only watch fights that you think that is deserving of your time. And that's not most of them. Most of them are doing these kind of things, and I am just sick of watching it, right? And that's why live, get the hell out of here. Maybe because I might want to tell y'all something I watched it a couple of days, but no Canelo fights, man, get out of here. Ain't happening. I ain't Golovkin and some Moreta and Rolls and all that stuff that he's been doing. He's been able to just stand around and won't fight nobody hard in the division. Man, whatever. And it's not about that. If they would do that and just be one of the best, then it's cool. But you guys are trying to call these type of fighters the very best that we have. And we see them tippy-toeing and running from guys for years. So at the end of the day, I hope Devin Haney gets the fight with Kambosos, but I told you he wouldn't. I told you the glass is half empty here. And it's just only from experience. He's probably not going to get the damn fight. And then everybody gonna try to move on and call somebody else. Lomachenko fights Kambosos. He beats Kambosos, and Lomachenko is undisputed. That's what they're going to do. And if I hope I am wrong, but until now, from the vibe that I am getting, we had a good information about 2 days ago. Oh, this looks good. I didn't even tell you all that, because I'm like, no, it doesn't. Just because somebody said something no, it doesn't. At the end of the day, there's not enough groundswell support for an undisputed fight at the lightweight division. There was nobody. I'm talking about when Canelo was supposed to fight Demetrius Andrade for undisputed at 160 at the middleweight division. Do you know how loud them crickets was? I'm talking about these were some prehistoric crickets. Loud as hell. Nobody said nothing. And that's why I don't like mainstream media. I'm talking about mainstream media. I ain't trying to talk about only white boys. Mainstream media where blacks are. Why? If you're working there, well, you supposed to invite Demetrius Andrade to your show and tell the world that Canelo won't fight this man. But you won't. Right? You won't. And that's why, whatever, I ain't watching nothing unless it's some good damn fights. Period. And that's what you got to do. And but I know, anyway, how many people gonna watch this video? 4? Just tell a friend, maybe we 16. And we just start watching until we get what we want. Or we get just fairness. That's all we're actually asking for. So George Kambosos, please fight Devin Haney for undisputed. That's all we're asking. And Canelo, stop having a guy in your division for 8 years and you just can refuse to fight him, right? Stop it. And the people telling you you're still the best, you know damn well. You got a mirror at home, right? If you can look in that and say that, you're better than Demetrius Andrade, you probably can't. But whatever, y'all, man. I'm up out of here. I say I'm getting ranting at this time. Doma Sports Talk, worldwide. And I am up out of here, y'all.